God's plan was a beautiful world with people living in loving relationship with Him and each other. Love is something that must be freely chosen. But because the first man and woman chose to disobey God, we are now born into rebellion against God and His plan. The Bible calls this sin. Sin leads our lives into a place of brokenness. We don't have to look far to see how broken our world really is. No one likes to stay in a place of brokenness. These squiggly arrows represent our attempts to fix brokenness. Some of these attempts are drugs and alcohol, relationships, success and money, or just being a good religious person. The problem is, none of these things fix the problem. Like a rubber band, they snap our lives back into brokenness. And in the end, we will all die because of our sin. The only way out of our brokenness is to turn and trust Jesus to rescue us from this broken condition. Jesus is God's Son, the prophesied King of Israel, who came to earth 2,000 years ago and lived a perfect, sinless life. But in order to pay for our sin and remove the barrier to relationship with God, Jesus has allowed himself to be killed on a Roman cross. This was God's plan. He was then buried, and on the third day he rose from the grave. He told his disciples to go into all the world, proclaiming this good news of forgiveness and a new way of life. One day, Jesus will return to judge every person and establish his kingdom according to God's original intention. Jesus calls us to take his yoke, which points to submission, learning, and service to him, a yoke that's actually easier than the demands made by any other way of life. As we partner with him, we find that we are being changed to be more like him and helping others on this path, looking forward to unending life and the full restoration of all things. After showing this illustration, you might ask a person, where are you at in this picture today? Where would you like to be in this picture? Does this make sense to you? Is there anything keeping you from turning, trusting, and following Jesus right now?